got feelings in your heart. Don't let fear of feeling fool you. What you see sets you apart. And there's nothing here to bind you. It's no way for life to start. Do you know that tonight the streets are, tonight the streets are, these lights in our street are, tonight the streets are, tonight the streets are, these lights in our hearts, they tell no lies.
Why is the power cut now? Could someone please pay the electricity workers? Originally, I was going to say something about corruption, but soon I won't be present anyway. So I was told that people all want to know about my friend, probably the next president of Kenya.
This friend was Deja Vu, a normal cat who enjoys spending time with other cats and people. Since he has been obsessively documenting his life and sharing it with billions of people on the internet, many people have been wondering whether he would make a good president.
People always like to watch me play or sleep or eating. My favorite thing is burgers. Unfortunately, the price of burgers has risen, just like water, energy, rents, and the cost of living, unlike wages. How inflation exacerbates inequality. Inflation is redistribution to the rich. Some of them have a lot of power.
Deja Vu met Ruto at a book party. He became rich by selling chicken. His tax records are strictly confidential. In the meantime, however, his blessed wealth is causing him ever greater problems in inspiring others to do the same. Because Kenya is totally broke, just like every other country in the world.
Global public debt will exceed the $100 trillion mark for the first time in 2024. The USA and China in particular are borrowing more and more. The growing global crises are also causing more debt to be taken on than ever before. As a rule, government debt is not repaid, but rather reissued after its term has expired. It is not a question of repaying the absolute value of the debt. New loans are taken out to repay old debts. The maturing debts are replaced by new ones, a quasi-permanent process. The decisive factor is the interest burden. Government debt is reduced under pressure from the IMF with savings in the public and social sectors in infrastructure, schools, and hospitals, for which governments around the world have less and less money. The USA has unlimited debt possibilities with the dollar. This status means that the USA will never be able to repay its debts. The consequence is the natural path, the official dissolution of money, and in particularly severe crises, the replacement of trust in money with trust in people.
Thanks to his knowledge, Deja Vu was a welcome guest at parties. He seemed to be very happy to meet celebrities and powerful people, until his life took a dramatic new turn.
When I happened to get into a Ruto Must Go demonstration, I was almost run over by Brian as he raced through the streets on his motorbike with his wife. When he took me into his flat, I immediately liked one of his paintings on the wall.
So for me, going to the street, was me deciding like I'm done accepting the deals I don't want. I'm done settling for the least. It was a beginning of change. And also to tell my other guys and to support the other guys in the street, like, guys are not alone, we're all suffering. Nobody is better or doing better than the other.
I think Deja Vu was probably in the right place at the right time. The thing is, just before the biggest global financial crisis, how is a single leader supposed to solve all the problems? For example, unemployment among 18 to 34-year-olds in Kenya is over 60%. Should I have all the young people kidnapped?
So we are coming from a place here in Kenya where we are tired of this system that's oppressive, that doesn't seem to care, that alienates the people. It feels like it is a system for specific kinds of people, and some others are left outside. Some others cannot get justice. Some others cannot get basic human needs.
2022 is when we had the end of the biggest drought ever felt in Africa. A 5-year drought where we lost millions of animals, millions of diversity. Our tourism was quite affected because we lost a lot of wild animals. It was actually our work to actually go and take water into parks like Amboseli, Savo, so that the elephants can survive because of how severe the drought was.
After talking to some neighbors and strangers about what was going wrong, I wanted to meet more and more different personalities. Even though we sometimes didn't understand each other, we talked about the world we wanted to live in the future. As a result, I learned a lot about other people's lives, and they learned a lot about mine.
As food prices continue to rise and taxes on everyday necessities are to be increased, new demonstrations are organized in which Deja Vu participates effectively in the media. Because, as a cute cat, he doesn't have to expect to be kidnapped, tortured, or dismembered. He speaks in public about ideas that can change the world for the better for everyone. Another financial crisis is raging around the world. Countless companies are forced to close. Unemployment figures reach new record levels, and the majority of people are only buying the things they really need. But Deja Vu enjoys the empty city center and is more thoughtful than ever.
A world without money? Back to bartering? Every commodity, every product contains a certain amount of human labor, so why not use the time it takes to produce them as a benchmark? The prices in the supermarket are replaced by the time it takes to produce the product in question. This also includes the costs in time that arise during disposal and any form of environmental pollution. This means that all products that reach the consumer without long transport routes and elaborate packaging are also the cheapest. I pay with the number of hours and minutes that I have worked myself.
We stopped being human beings who enjoy life to people who exist to work. So you wake up to work. A friend of mine was telling me 2 days ago, saying, Boniface, I have looked at you and you have no idea how to rest. Because you don't know what rest is. Because even when I have nothing to do, I woke up today at 5 a.m. I was not going anywhere. I'm here. I was up at 5 a.m. You see how ridiculous it is? Because my body has been psyched or fashioned or normalized to waking up to go to work. So when I wake up to do nothing, I feel guilty.
Any work that creates or maintains value and benefits society counts. The drinking water problem can be solved, and not only when a liter of water costs $5, because expensive saltwater treatment plants are not profitable before then. The idea of profitability in today's economic system is disappearing. It is not profit maximization that drives development, but production with low labor costs and according to ecological criteria. Activities in the healthcare sector, in schools, and in mentoring are gaining in importance. I can't make others work for me because only my own work earns me labor points. I can only own as much as I have earned. There is no longer any increase or accumulation as there is with money. Inequalities are dissolving. Most companies are run as cooperatives and managed by the workers themselves. A global consciousness and a communal, egalitarian mode of production emerge. Cooperative companies share what work and how many people are needed. Knowledge and construction plans for machines are disclosed as free design in order to produce equivalent machines. So the best idea wins through collective dialogue.
If you don't want to be criticized, don't try anything new. If we as a company have to pay high taxes in one country, we go to another country. It's quite simple. It is important to keep wages as low as possible, also so that we remain competitive and grow stronger as a company. We also recommend a retirement age of 70. No discussion. People need to work more again. And by the way, I would also like to spend my last days on Mars.
Suddenly, William Ruto almost begs Deja Vu to help him with the presidential campaign. But Deja Vu is now eager to become president himself and starts his own campaign.
All aimed at dealing with the cost of living. Do you believe that subsidies are the way to go and are the right approach at this moment to deal with this issue?
And when Deja Vu's face can be seen everywhere, and his popularity knows no bounds, disaster struck.
I'm just a little cat, and there's no need to beat me up, and there's so much to do. Democracy and the social market economy are in decline worldwide. The main causes are power protection, corruption, and cronyism, which increase economic inequality and contribute to the division of society. Even in relatively stable democracies, governments are often unable to diffuse political and social conflicts. The only procedure that is not susceptible to corruption is the drawing of lots. The members of parliament drawn by lot are drawn again after a short period of time. Advantages of lotocracy, in which lots are drawn between all citizens, people live a more connected, respectful society that is more capable of acting in crises. Everyone is activated. Everyone bears responsibility. Not party to party, but person to person. No power for anyone. Political parties no longer have any power functions. They only have the function of think tanks. They make their proposals before decisions are made in the hope of being able to convince with the best arguments. The focus of lotocracy is on open dialogue, arguments, creativity, and problem solving. This gives people the feeling of participating in society, of being connected with each other, and of being able to really change it.
everyone is approachable, everyone's idea is considered, and it's not a fight for who has the most money, and if you have the most money, then your idea passes, whether based on how many people can rally behind you, based on as you talked about corruption. So I think it's more of like moving from a hierarchy system to more of a circular evolution and circular system of looking at things.
When you find a gravaria around Kenya, it was started by Wangari Maathai, planted by women. It was out of the love of mothers that they had to carry firewood, carry their child on their back, and then carry water. That is what Africans were doing. They will go for the firewood and come with jerrycans of water, and then on top of the firewood, a child is sitting. It is out of that love that she came up with a solution. Our leaders have no solutions.
I still don't understand the argument against a presidential term of 7 years. God created the world in 7 days.
Really big changes only occur in a state of emergency, so only when a lot of people are in a really bad way. They also say that the more you suffer, the better the art you create.
By mistake, Deja Vu creates a work for eternity. Within seconds, he has changed the world more than he could ever have imagined. When it was finally put up for auction, he realized a record price for his painting.
I love life, food, and art. My yogurt has expired and I'm changing the world with it. A lot of people think I'm a cat because I'm always running around. But I say, wait till the end of life, and you'll see if I'm a cat or a turtle.